So, how is it going? We are just 7 days away now from the end, seven, maybe eight, right? From the end of the month. And so, I hope you're hanging in there. I'm gonna continue and jump right in. We're doing inner work this NoFap November. Anybody just seeing this for the first time, go back to November. Did we start this? Go back to November 1st and follow along. And hopefully you'll jump on the journey no matter if November's still around or not. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in and let's do some inner work. This is the Inner Work Journal Podcast, Season 2. We're going into self to explore. All right, so once again, I'm going to talk to you about what we need in our relationships before we get in them. Like what we work on, NoFap, not only, figuring out ourselves and transmuting that energy, we're getting ourselves together before we get into a relationship. And so before we build the foundation with someone else, we have to work on our own foundation. Our own foundation, the basic things that we need to sustain our lives, of course. But not only that, knowing what we like, what we don't like, figuring out what, our creative talents are, figuring out how to love in general, not only how to love ourselves, but what love is and what relationship is in general, how to love ourselves, figuring out how to communicate in and outside of a relationship, figuring out what our gifts are, what God gave us in this lifetime, and exploring that, and then how to connect with God and our higher powers. So it's a lot to go into before we jump into a relationship that we want to last. And then we have to, once we meet that person we think is, the potential person to be in that commitment and that long-lasting relationship, we then have to find out about them and see if they've done the work on themselves and they know about all these things as well for themselves. And nobody's perfect. We all on a journey, and I think it's fine if that person is in process of doing that. However, you want to know that before you get involved, because what is important is that you be aligned. And so when you're aligned, it's easier to create that foundation that hopefully can last, and hopefully last through a relationship that is long lasting. All right, so build on that self foundation. All right, so let's get into the inner work steps for today. We start with gratitude. I'm grateful for this time to build myself. I'm grateful for the patience needed to build my own foundation before getting into a connection that requires a whole different foundation. And I'm grateful for the awareness that this is what is needed prior to connecting with someone else. Let's go on to affirmations. I am developing myself. I am working on gathering my basic needs before joining someone else. I'm discovering more about myself all the time. Now I'm meeting people who are in process or who have done the work to know about themselves. I am loving and liking myself more and more as I build myself. I am attracting a partner who has done the work on themselves or is in process of doing the work on themselves. All right, so let's move on to meditation. All right, let's breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Continue meditating for the next few minutes. Once again, breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Last time. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. You have just experienced the Introvert Journal podcast. Join me again as I do more inner work in this NoFap November. See you tomorrow. All right, another one in the can now. If you notice, we're meditating a little more, so I hope you were able to get through that meditation, and the rest of the week will be about the same amount of time. All right, good going if you're hanging in there. Once again, continued strength through your journey, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, love and gratitude.